Here's the question nobody asked, but everyone's secretly Googling at 2 in the morning. Can a floating hotel really beat a stationary one? You'd think the answer would be simple, but welcome to the world of vacation planning, where logic takes a permanent holiday and your bank account weeps quietly in the corner. Imagine you're sitting at your desk, staring at 2 browser tabs. One shows a massive ship with 17 decks and a water slide that defies physics. The other displays a beachfront paradise with infinity pools that blend into the ocean. You've got 1 week of precious vacation time and a budget that's already stretching like cheap spandex. Which one do you click? Here's where it gets interesting. The cruise industry has spent decades perfecting the art of making you forget you're trapped on a boat with 3,000 strangers. They've turned confinement into an attraction, limited space into cozy intimacy, and buffet lines into culinary adventures. Meanwhile, resorts are over there promising freedom and flexibility while quietly locking you into all-inclusive packages that make leaving the property feel like financial treason. Let's talk about what you're really buying. On a cruise, you're purchasing movement without effort. Wake up in the Bahamas, go to sleep, heading toward Jamaica, never pack a suitcase twice. It's geography on autopilot. At a resort, you're buying the illusion of owning a slice of paradise for 7 days, complete with a cabana boy who knows your drink order by day 2 and judges you silently by day 4. The cruise folks will tell you about value. They'll dazzle you with spreadsheets showing how you're getting meals, entertainment, and transportation all rolled into one tidy price. What they won't mention is that the free shows feel like high school theater productions with better costumes, and your interior cabin has the natural lighting of a submarine. But hey, at least you're seeing multiple countries, even if you're only seeing the port gift shops. Resort advocates fire back with their own ammunition. They talk about space, about having an actual balcony where you can see something other than another balcony. They mention the luxury of eating dinner at 8:30 instead of whenever your assigned dining time dictates. They don't mention that leaving the resort means navigating foreign taxis, or that the authentic local experience is usually another tourist trap with better marketing. Now picture this. You're on day 3 of your cruise, and you've just realized you've seen the same people at breakfast, lunch, the pool, the show, and now dinner. That couple from Ohio is everywhere, like a friendly surveillance system you can't escape. Your personal space has become a theoretical concept, something you vaguely remember from life on land. Cut to the resort version. You're on day 3, lying by your 4th different pool because variety is the spice of stationary life. You've perfected your routine. Breakfast overlooking the ocean, midday margarita by the adult pool, sunset from your balcony. It's blissful. It's also Groundhog Day with better weather. Here's what the brochures never tell you. Cruises are floating cities designed by efficiency experts who moonlight as sadists. Every square inch serves a purpose, usually separating you from additional money. Want internet? That'll be $20 a day for speeds that would embarrass a 1990s modem. Craving that specialty restaurant? The buffet is free, but quality costs extra always. Resorts play a different game. They give you space and freedom, then strategically place premium experiences just out of reach. Sure, your all-inclusive covers the basic restaurants, but the rooftop sushi place requires a reservation and a credit card. The spa looks inviting, but those treatments cost more than your flight did. Freedom comes with an asterisk the size of your room service bill. The environmental angle adds another layer of complexity. Cruise ships are essentially floating cities that burn fuel like it's going out of style, which it definitely should. They produce waste on a scale that would make a small country blush. Resorts aren't exactly environmental heroes either, but at least they're not actively chugging through the ocean, leaving a trail of questionable discharge. Let's address the elephant in the room, or rather, the norovirus in the cabin. Cruises have become synonymous with illness outbreaks because nothing says vacation like sharing recycled air with thousands of people in close quarters. Resorts have their own problems: food poisoning from that sketchy beach vendor, sunburns that require medical intervention, but at least you're not quarantined in a shoebox while the ship sails on. The social dynamics deserve their own analysis. Cruises force interaction whether you want it or not. You'll make friends with couples from random states, compare port excursions like trading cards, and participate in activities you'd normally avoid with a restraining order. It's summer camp for adults with better alcohol access. Resort life lets you be as social or antisocial as your personality demands. Want to chat with other guests at the swim-up bar? Go ahead. Prefer to be that mysterious person who only emerges for meals? Nobody's stopping you. The resort doesn't care about your friendship status, as long as your credit card clears. Then there's the food situation, which deserves its own philosophical debate. Cruise buffets operate on the principle that quantity can substitute for quality if you make the portions unlimited. You'll eat things you'd never consider on land simply because they're there and included. The specialty restaurants are better, but they're also proof that the free stuff has limitations for a reason. Resort dining splits into camps. All-inclusive properties give you options ranging from acceptable to surprisingly good, with the occasional "why did I eat that?" thrown in for adventure. Non-all-inclusive resorts mean every meal is a decision involving currency conversion and tip calculations, turning dinner into a math problem you can't escape. Let's talk about the kids factor. Cruises have perfected the art of making children disappear into supervised programs while parents pretend they're child-free for a few hours. It's socially acceptable abandonment with activities. Resorts offer similar programs, but with more space for kids to actually run around instead of just vibrating in place. For couples seeking romance, both options have their pitch. Cruises offer sunset views from 17 different decks, though you're sharing those sunsets with hundreds of other couples doing the same choreographed romance. Resorts provide private beaches and couples massages, but also the reality that your romantic dinner is happening next to a family of 5 debating whether Timmy can have dessert. The adventure seekers face their own dilemma. Cruise excursions are pre-packaged experiences designed for maximum safety and minimum spontaneity. You'll snorkel in designated areas, zip line on tested equipment, and return to the ship exactly on schedule. Independent? Not quite. Convenient? Absolutely. Resort-based adventures let you chart your own course, assuming you can navigate the local tour operators, language barriers, and occasional scam artists. You might have an authentic experience, or you might end up on a private beach with 40 other tourists who also found that hidden gem on TripAdvisor. Money makes this whole debate even messier. Cruises advertise low base prices, then nickel and dime you into financial submission. Drinks, gratuities, photos, excursions, Wi-Fi, it adds up faster than calories at the buffet. Your affordable cruise suddenly costs double the advertised price, but hey, at least you're visiting multiple countries, even if only for 6 hours each. All-inclusive resorts solve the budget anxiety by front-loading the cost. You pay a chunk up front, then mostly relax without opening your wallet. Mostly, because there's always something not included: premium liquor, certain restaurants, spa services, or that romantic dinner on the beach that costs more than your entire meal plan. The weather gamble affects both options differently. On a cruise, rough seas mean you're experiencing nature's most aggressive roller coaster while trying to eat soup. On a resort, rain means you're staring at paradise through a window, watching your beach time dissolve into a soggy disappointment. At least the resort has a roof that isn't swaying. Time efficiency becomes the cruise's secret weapon. One vacation, multiple destinations, no packing between locations. You're essentially admitting you have commitment issues with geography, but want to see it all anyway. It's the vacation equivalent of speed dating. Quick glimpses, surface level connections, move on to the next one. Resorts counter with depth over breadth. You're choosing to actually know a place, even if knowing means you've memorized the path from your room to the beach bar. There's something to be said for not living out of a suitcase, even if you're technically living out of a suitcase in one location. The technology divide is real. Cruises exist in a weird digital twilight zone, where internet costs a fortune and works like it's powered by hamsters. You're forced into a digital detox, whether you want one or not. Resorts usually offer free Wi-Fi, meaning you can Instagram your vacation in real time and make everyone back home appropriately jealous. Here's the ultimate irony. Both options promise escape, but deliver different flavors of confinement. Cruises trap you in luxury on water, moving but controlled. Resorts trap you in luxury on land, stationary but supposedly free. You're choosing your preferred cage, just with better amenities than home. The answer isn't which one is objectively better, it's which limitations you find more tolerable. Do you want to be trapped with variety or trapped with space? Would you rather schedule your freedom or pay for spontaneity? It's less about the destination and more about which compromises you're willing to make while pretending you're not making any at all. So next time you're staring at those browser tabs, remember this: you're not choosing between a cruise and a resort. You're choosing between different ways to spend too much money while temporarily forgetting about the life waiting for you back home. Either way, you'll return exhausted, broke, and already planning the next escape. That's not a bug in the system, that's the entire point.